Welcome to the Financial Mirror, and today we are diving into something that is unconventional and challenges the status quo. Today we're tackling a topic that might just change how you see your job and your financial future. Have you ever felt like your 9-to-5 job is a safe choice, but perhaps not the most financially rewarding one? What if there were ways to step outside of your comfort zone and explore paths to wealth that go beyond the traditional paycheck? This episode today is going to set out to provide you a new look at where you are today and think about what else may be out there. Whether you're dreaming of financial independence or just curious about what lies beyond the office doors, this episode is for you. Let's dive in today and discover if a regular job is really the only way to financial success. Let's dive in.
Welcome to the Financial Mirror. Where future success is reflected in our knowledge of fixing the one thing we can control, ourselves.
Welcome to the Financial Mirror, and thanks for joining me today as we continue to work to improve the one thing that we can control, ourselves. Here at the Financial Mirror, it is not about the numbers and spreadsheets alone, but about transforming and educating you on money so that you can make smart financial decisions. If this is the first time you are joining in, don't forget to hit subscribe on YouTube to be notified of all the new episodes as they release. If you are listening to this on a podcast platform of your choice, don't forget to like and subscribe to the podcast. If you're on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, leave a 5-star review and a written comment, as both go a long way in getting this information out to more and more listeners. So this is going to be an interesting episode, and I am going to jump right in because it's kind of an opinionated episode. There's nothing in this episode that's like hard fact. What I wanted to do is I saw this article, and it kind of sparked my eye, and I'll tell you why. But we're gonna kind of talk through it. It is out there. It does challenge the status quo. It is unconventional. It is something truly to think about, though, right? Because inside of every like crazy statement that's out there, there may be a hint of truth that you can apply to your life. So that's kind of when I was reading through this, I was like, man, while this is out there. Is there a way that we can think through this, kind of think about it, and see if there's somewhere you can apply it to your life? So my wife has been on this like Shark Tank spree, right? Like every time I walk through the house, all I hear is Mark Cuban saying, I'm out, and you got Barbara, and she's always having a problem, and Mr. Wonderful challenges every single thing, and Damon, he does his thing. I hear it. I hear it day in and day out for the past few weeks. She has been on a Shark Tank spree. So thinking through that, I saw this article, and Mr. Wonderful, Kevin O'Leary, he made a statement. And in that statement it was something profound that I said, this is something that I kind of want to talk about, because while it's crazy, while it's out there, I'm not going to say it's crazy. While it's out there, is there a hint of truth to it? Is there kind of a hint of truth to it? And the statement was, a salary is a drug they give you when they want you to forget about your dreams. And that's kind of a big thing, right? Like Kevin O'Leary is a big name, made his fortune by selling this software company. He's been on Shark Tank. He's, very, very, has a ton of wealth building, ventures out there. But he by speaking through that, and I'll say it again, a salary is a drug they give you when they want you to forget about your dreams, right? And he talks about how he suggests that a regular salary can limit one's financial and personal growth. And so at face value, you're like, man, like that's nuts. Like, how does this like 9-to-5, how does that kind of take away from what it is that I'm going after, right? Like if I'm trying to build wealth, if I'm trying to, continue to put into retirement, if I'm trying to pay off my home, if I'm trying to fund my kids' retirement, if I'm trying to get out of debt, like a steady job is crucial, right? It's crucial, but is it like a drug, right? Is it something that that an organization gives you to keep you happy? Is it comfortable, right? And I kind of wanted to talk through that and just discuss it because I wanted to analyze kind of that belief that a salary can be a comfort zone and is potentially hindering you to pursue maybe something that you really want to do, right? Or something that is going to pay more to you financially, right? And I don't want to just say that this is, well, if you love what you do, then you'll never work a day in your life. Like baloney, right? Baloney. No matter how much you love what you do, you're going to have bad days at work, right? And if I'm honest, no, I can't think of anything, and I tell people this a lot actually is that when your job, your income is just what helps you fund the things you actually enjoy. Because if I'm honest, I can't think of anything. I'm pretty sure you could turn anything into a money making venture, but for a majority of the population, what they enjoy doing, it is difficult to make money doing it, right? Like I enjoy playing golf, but I am not good enough to go and play at the PGA, right? Like I'm not, right? I can't play on the tour. I'm not that good. It would cost me tons of money to try to get as good as it would take for me to make money doing it. You see what I'm saying? Like there is a trade-off here. So what I wanted this episode to do was kind of challenge you to think a little bit deeper into what it is that you're doing. And is that salary, is that traditional job, is that actually keeping you from something else that could be your breakthrough, right? Could be something that you actually want to go out and will pay dividends, right? Like it will make you money. But kind of like looking at that. So is the security of a regular paycheck worth sacrificing potential like entrepreneurial success? Well, if you think about that, I tell people all the time, when you're getting out of debt, figure out how you can make money. Maybe that means like side hustles. Maybe that means like all these other things. But what if you're not in like desperate need for money? What if you're not in like this like dire need to just gain as much money as you can, and you have a little bit of time and you can start something up, right? What if that is the next step for you? I kind of want you to think about that entrepreneurial success, that entrepreneurship. Is there something that could make you money, but you're so driven to go to this 9-to-5 job, go to this W-2 employer, and it's keeping you from doing those other things that you enjoy that could make you money, right? That's a big deal. That's a big deal. And it's something that you have to truly think about, because I'm not telling you that you're going to start this venture and you're going to kick off this business and you love to make trinkets and you're going to sell your trinkets and you're going to be a millionaire in 3 months. That's not what I'm saying. But what I am saying is, if you enjoy making trinkets and you can sell them, like people are after those, start making trinkets, sell one a month, right? Eventually it'll go to 4 a month. Eventually it'll go to 6 a month. If people have a desire to buy them, then it will sell. You've just got to market it. You've just got to put it out there. But is that 9-to-5 job keeping you from doing that? And so I think that's where Kevin's kind of onto something. Mr. Wonderful is actually wonderful about this, is he's challenging kind of that thought, right? He's kind of challenging that thought. And that stability, that steadiness of that job, does it put you in this like rat race mentality, right? Like where I wake up, I get ready, I go to work, I come home, I play with the kids, I get food ready, I clean the house up a little bit, I go to bed, I wake up, I get ready, I go to work. Like, is it putting you in that mentality? Because that could be keeping you from kind of taking on some of these other ventures. So is that security of that regular paycheck worth sacrificing some of the other areas of your life that you could add success to? So I think that that's kind of a challenging thought. I think that that's a challenging thought, and it's interesting to me because when I I'm in passing, and I've sat down and watched some of the episodes with Shark Tank. I used to enjoy watching Shark Tank, and I've sat down with my wife and we've watched some of the episodes, and a lot of the episodes are people that are doing just this. And it kind of made me start to connect those things. Did Mr. Wonderful, did he come out with this statement because he has seen so many people actually kind of do this, that their like day in and day out job is kind of preventing them from some of the things that they've brought to Shark Tank and they've gotten investors from, and that they've turned into a killing. I think that that's something that we have to think about, because he's been there. And there's one time where there's not one time as one instance, but there's a time in the episodes where someone will say, well, I'm not fully like committed to this, right? Like there's this great idea, this transformational thing, service, whatever, and I'm still working my 9 to 5. And they'll say, well, who's running this business? Well, I'm doing it on the side. And they struggle with that because they don't want to get involved with a business that this person's not fully committed to, right? They've come to Shark Tank. I'm not telling you, if you sell trinkets and you're selling 3 a month, it would you got a minute before you get to Shark Tank, okay? But that doesn't mean don't start, right? That doesn't mean don't start. So I kind of wanted to think through some of the different areas that, maybe it is that you just have this product that you make. Every time you come around, your friends or your family is saying, well, hey, did you make any more of those oven mitts? Did you make any more trinkets? Have you made any more of those, like I'm thinking like carpenter, like wood items, like tables, like chairs, like just throwing out ideas here, right? Have you made any more of those? Like those really cool bar stools that you made, and I saw you post on your Instagram in your living room. Do you make those? Like those are really nice. Those are the type of things, and those are just a bunch of random examples, but those are the type of things, if you have a gift and you're not going after it and you're not making money doing it, but you could, I think that Mr. Wonderful's idea here is true. As crazy as it is, I think it's true that you're so that could be your breakthrough, right? That could be the spot that you really break out. If you just get started, right? If you just start selling whatever that thing is, if you just move in that direction, there may be some legitimacy to what he's talking about here. That 9 to 5 could be kind of putting you in that comfort zone. That steady job could be killing a bigger dream that you have, right? Something that you think about and you're like, man, like I wish I could do this. And I'll talk about this, but the Financial Mirror started just kind of on a whim, actually, right? Like it was kind of like I had this deep desire, and I was talking to my wife, and I was like, I want to help people, and I want to help people with their finances. I see people struggling. I hear people struggling. I want to help people. I want to people come to me. They ask me for advice. They ask me for opinions. They want to know what do I think about this? And I'm freely giving that information, right? Like I want to freely give that because there's nothing more satisfying to me than to watch someone's life completely transform by starting to make some of those very pivotal financial decisions. So that's kind of how it all started. That's how this whole thing started. And I think back and I try to apply that like if I wouldn't have been in a position to be able to kind of take that first step, would I've been in that realm where I'm like, well, the 9 to 5 is just, it's kind of taking away the energy that I really get a lot out of watching people be successful with money, to be good stewards of their money. Would that job, would that steadiness, would that consistency, would that reliance on that paycheck, would that have kept me from doing what I'm doing today? And that was the breakthrough. That was the light bulb moment for me, reading, Mr. Wonderful's article. But I challenge you to think about yourself. Think about something that you may want to do. Maybe you want to kick off a business, and there's something that you're great at. Everybody wants it. You're not providing the world that service or that product, right? You're great at it though. You love doing it. Maybe that's something. Take the first step. Write it down, figure it out. How can you do this and continue to work your job? What I'm not saying at any point in this episode is quit your job. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is think about how you can balance your life to still go after that, because one day that could replace your job depending on the type of effort, the type of return on that investment that you put into that business. And you have to look at it as a business. If you continue to look at it as a hobby, it'll never prosper. But I do want to also kind of touch on some other avenues that you can do, and they don't have to be through the idea of selling services or products. The number one thing that I can tell you is that is a lot of people lose track of setting aside time to ensure that they are maintaining a good investment portfolio. While I'm not telling you to be an active trader, unless that's something you're into and you're researched on it and you're educated around it, I'm not telling you to do that. But what I am telling you to do is to be on top of it, right? To stay informed, to work with someone that can help you through your investments, to make sure that you're getting the returns that you need, but staying on top of that and not letting it be a byproduct of whatever, right? Like not getting so caught up in your 9 to 5 that's not a thing. Maybe real estate's your thing, right? And I've touched on multiple episodes around real estate and how I've done interviews around house hacking. I've done interviews with how you can be benefited. I've talked about rental properties that I own and things like that. And that is something that also may be, if you are out of debt, maybe something you want to start researching and working on, right? Because step one is just educating yourself. Find out if there's something that you really enjoy and you want to get involved in. Educate yourself. Get wrapped up in it. Start getting involved. Learn about it, and then go after it. That'll help you get the money together. That'll help you get all the capital together you need to get started with real estate. But if that's something that you want to get into, that's something you should do. Real estate has its own set of challenges, and kind of like understanding that the real estate market is changing currently, and it's always changing. But what I want you to think about is that there is financial opportunity, there is financial growth that happens inside that market. There is financial opportunity and financial growth that happens inside the stock market. And that's just two areas that you could get involved in and start educating yourself around, and not be so caught up in just your 9 to 5, just that steadiness, just that rat race. What are other areas that you can start to build wealth in and go after those? And then the last one I've kind of talked through, I've kind of discussed, but side hustles come in all shapes and sizes. I've talked about selling things. Maybe it's a service that you provide. Like the Financial Mirror is a service. There's not much of a product there. There's products that we create kind of to help you and guide you and keep you on track from your financial perspective, whether that be, plans to get out of debt or putting together budgeting products and things like that. But mostly it's a service, right? Mostly it's a service. But that's something that maybe that there's something in that nature that you enjoy. Maybe it's finances, maybe it's health. Maybe you want to just go be like a personal fitness coach. Like, I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is that you bring to the table, but there is always something. There's always something that you can do, because there's something you enjoy that you're not making money doing, but there's a good opportunity that you may be able to do that. Think hard about that. The other thing that I did want to kind of talk about when it comes to like the side hustles and gig economy type of thing is that we are in a time where educating yourself about things is becoming much, much easier, whether it be like a Coursera or a Udemy or something of that nature. There is opportunity for you to educate yourself. YouTube is free, things like that. It is becoming so much easier to educate yourself about the things that you enjoy. You can become great by educating yourself about something very specific. This isn't like, college classes that, you need to show up and do this. Like, you can do it at your own pace. There's things out there where, from learning how to code to learning how to, go out and build things, learn how to work on a car, or like, you can go and learn how to do something and make a business out of it. You can. And I did want to end on one like little cool success story. And I thought it was just the coolest thing. So, when we last summer, when we had just come out of the winter season and we were turning our sprinkler system on, one of the sprinkler heads blew, right? Like it kind of died on us. I'm not a professional, so I hired a professional, right? And I was talking to the guy, and he was like, "Yeah, like I don't know if everyone has a sprinkler system or if you don't, but you kind of winterize it. They blow all the water out to keep it from freezing, things like that. At the end of, like, when your cold season's starting to come in. So when that happened, he saw an opportunity. He's like, I was cutting grass, I was doing all these things all summer, and then I was winterizing sprinkler system. I was blowing them out. And he told me, he was like, but now I don't even have to cut grass in the summer. I made such a business marketing myself that I make enough money to live the whole year in those like 3 months of blowing out sprinkler systems, by winterizing sprinkler systems. And I was like, that is nuts. That's nuts. But he took a chance on himself. He invested in himself, and now he's prospering, right? Now he's doing great. So I just challenge you to kind of think about that. Think about areas in your life that you could do that you could go out and take on something else that may just replace your 9 to 5. And maybe Mr. Wonderful isn't so crazy, right? So take this as a challenge. Take this as a challenge to think about yourself. Take this as a challenge to think about some of the things you want to do and how can you incorporate those in your life and potentially make a little cash along the way. Now, we all know that takes capital. It all takes finances. And if you need a little help getting your finances under control, that you can start down that path, whether it be getting out of debt, saving up for one of these projects, whatever the case is, head over to thefinancialmirror.org and hit book now. Schedule a free consultation with me, and we can go through and work out what plan is best for you so that we can get you on the path toward whatever that financial goal is. If you do want to give an extra dose of support to the stream, head over to thefinancialmirror.org/shop and pick you up some awesome Financial Mirror gear. All the money goes right back into the stream. I hope everyone got something out of this episode. I thought it was an interesting article. I thought it was something that would be great to talk about. I appreciate everyone tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share this episode and all the other Financial Mirror episodes that you are utilizing to help you improve your financial situation. And if you are listening to us on a podcast platform of your choice, don't forget to subscribe and leave a 5-star review and a written comment, as both go a long way in getting this information out to more listeners. Like I said, I hope you got something out of this episode. I hope it's impactful for you. It was not meant to be a direct stab at your job. Keep going after it. That money is the tool that you need to build wealth. The challenge here today is to think about what else and answer that question. What else? What else could I do to build my wealth? What else can I do to turn this passion into an income? What else? And that's the question that I'll leave you with. What else? What else can you do? And when you figure that out, it will change your life. So use this article as kind of a opportunity to really reflect on what else you can do, and go after it. Get after it and change your financial future. Till next week, continue improving the one thing you can control, yourself. Peace.
Well, that wraps up today's Financial Mirror. Join us next week as we continue to work on ourselves, change our mentality, and to commit to achieving the success we always envisioned. Regardless of your platform, help us grow as a community. Please like, subscribe, and share with the people in your lives.